All right.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Draper Brothers live here on this Friday night. We thank you guys once again for giving us a piece of your time, a piece of your Friday night. We are so grateful to every single one of you who gives us a piece of your time on a Friday night when you should be out, having some fun or enjoying yourselves. You come to visit us, and we're so grateful, aren't we, Dusty?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I spent my day out at a racetrack. So if I'm yelling, it's because I was taking pictures of drag racing cars all day. So I can't really hear anything right now. So I'm gonna be going this a lot. So but yeah, that's my day job. This is my afternoon night job. So yeah, we're really happy that you guys are here for sure.
I'll try to yell extra loud tonight. I feel like I'm yelling all the time, especially when I have these headphones on. But can you hear me okay, Dusty?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I think you're too loud if I can hear you.
Yeah, probably yelling in everybody else's ear. But hey, we're so grateful that you guys are here. Tonight we have a good show lined up for you guys. We got a couple of guys here waiting in the wings. And man, I tell you what, sometimes I wish you guys could see what goes on behind the scenes in the backstage area. We were just cracking up, having a great time with these guys. So we're excited to bring them on. I'm going to bring on one of them right now. You guys kind of know this face, don't you? What's this guy's name? Who are you?
Hey guys, it's Chappy.
Chappy. Chappy's in the house. Thank you for being here, Chappy.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I love it.
Hey, one thing that I notice, our channel's growing on a daily basis. And we go up anywhere between, 70 to 150 subscribers a day, which we are so incredibly grateful for. But we get a lot of new people, Chappy, and I just kind of wanted to introduce you. There's still a lot of people who are getting to know Dusty and I, but also who you are. So do you want to tell us who you are briefly, without going into a lot of the specifics? Just kind of give us the gist of it, bud.
I'm a guy who loves people and happy to be here. How's that?
That's not enough.
Somewhere in between, meet us halfway here.
No, okay. I am Tyson and Dusty's cousin. We grew up together, and I'm a retired police officer. Served in 2 states, both Arizona and New Mexico. And again, just happy to be here. I love this community. These people are great.
Yeah, we love having you here, Chappy. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
And I'd also like to thank Atlantic Tide Crimes for becoming a new member there, as you can see on the screen. Thank you guys so much. And
I want to mention something. Oh, go ahead, Tyson. I'm sorry.
I was just going to give a shout out. I think maybe we already did, to Gina Perfetti, whose name was up here just a little while ago. And I posted her comment the other night too, and I realized that I spelled your name wrong, Gina. I just wanted to apologize. I put Gena instead of Gina, but thank you so much for your donation and for your love and your support. Go ahead, Dusty.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've got a lot of things in the works for our members too. I'm putting together some bloopers stuff, and I just can't keep up because we keep making so many of them that I can't keep up with the video. So might have to make part 1, 2,
They're
3,
mostly
and 4.
me too. They're mostly me, not Dusty.
Yeah, right.
The bloopers, I'm always messing up. But
there was some stuff I got today that was pretty funny, so I want to put that in there. So it's going to be good. I just need to tie it up and then get it out to our members. It's going to be fun.
Heck yeah, Dusty. Thank you for staying on top of that, bro. I mean, we got a lot of new members, and we appreciate them. We want to keep them around and keep them close to us, and we're just very grateful for all that they do for us. So thank you for keeping those going for them, Dusty. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. I love doing it.
The next guest that we're going to introduce tonight, a lot of you might know who he is. His name's Brandon, but he also goes by the name of Mr. Tube. And let's go ahead and bring him up right now. Mr. Tube.
How you guys doing?
How's it going tonight, bro?
Good, man. I'm glad to be here. I feel blessed. Rocking and rolling here with some of my favorite guys. Cracking up before this started.
I think it's really interesting to like see you and talk to you like this, because a lot of people, you know, see your face briefly in some of your videos, but most of the time you're off camera. So it's really, I think that a lot of people are going to really love seeing that you're a guy that's normal dude, you know, that likes, yeah. So
I'm just
Oh,
but I
heck
mean,
yeah.
yeah, ever since your videos started coming out, I've been emailing you.
yeah.
And I've loved conversing with you. I send you little memes that I don't want to post, but I want to share with somebody with a similar sense of humor. So yeah,
And they're
it's been
good.
great.
They are good.
Well, I love them. So.
Well, you know, you can just look at the frame that he's in there, and it tells a lot about him with the pinball machine back there, and you know, this is a guy that we're going to have to definitely chill with when we end up in that area again, Dusty. So
Oh, for sure, yeah.
What's he got going now? Oh, check this out.
Oh, he's got his partner over there.
There he is. There he is.
We have a dog almost just like that, except she's a golden doodle. What is that one?
A golden doodle.
That's what we have. Ours is like more reddish.
He's 9 months.
Oh man, ours is a year old and it's nowhere near that big.
He's a standard. He's going to be the bigger ones.
Yeah, we have a female and her name's Cinnamon.
Hey, this guy went to the Holiday Inn. He didn't smell no chlorine.
Hey, I was just getting ready to ask you about that because I saw that video and I saw you. What's your dog's name?
Odie.
I saw Odie there, and I was going to ask you if he picked up on any of Barry's trails while he was there.
Well, the command was to find chlorine, and not find no chlorine, at least no scent of it. Was it there? I don't know, but I could tell you what is there. A lot of cameras, a lot.
So when Barry said that to Lauren Scharf the other night, he wasn't lying, huh? There are a lot of cameras there at the hotel.
There are. I have a little experience with cameras myself, and the type.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to give you a little more of an introduction here real quick. I kind of want to sing your praises, man. When you sent me your resume, it really jumped out at me. So I wanted to make sure I got this stuff on here, bro. But
I mean, it's true.
It says, Mr. Tube is, who is Mr. Tube? Well, there is Brandon, a man of myth, basis of legends, and a collector of knowledge. He's a USMC combat veteran, studied criminal justice, sociology, psychology, philosophy, and much more in college after the military. He's skilled with investigations. Duh, we all know that after watching the videos, right? Interrogation, surveillance, covert operations, installing, operating, maintaining CCTV cameras, DVR systems, and concealed cameras. Was a witness for the state of Colorado more times than he can count. And more importantly, he's inside Barry's head. And that is a direct quote from Mr. Tube. Welcome to our show, brother.
Thank you, sir. That was a great intro. I appreciate it.
Yep. We're so grateful to have you guys on our show tonight. Chappy's a regular now, and his station's growing. Not his station, but his channel over here on YouTube as well. If you guys are looking for his channel, all you got to do is type in Chappy, or maybe we can even put the link in here or something. He might be, I don't know, Chappy. There might be 1,000 Chappies on YouTube. I don't know, but you tell him how to get over to your channel.
I don't even know how to get to my channel. Give me a second. I'll throw it in the comments. Give me a second here.
Hey, Chad, you need to do like Prince did. Just change your name to a symbol or something, and we'll find you.
There you go.
Just like a little flower or something, Chester.
Yeah. A pretty one, though.
It's got to be a red one, a red rose.
I'm finding the link right now. I'll throw it up there in just a second.
Yeah, but what I was going to say about your channel, Chappy, is I watched your videos about the little rock and also about the guy that was the runner that broke the record and all that. Those are incredible little stories, man. So if you guys are looking for something positive, uplifting, and Chappy has a gift for storytelling, go over there and check him out. His channel's awesome, man. So
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Wanted to give you a little shout out there, Chapster. So, but what we're going to do now is we've kind of got an agenda that we're going to go down, and I'll turn the time over to Dusty. He's going to kind of go down the list for us here, different topics that we're going to talk about tonight. So,
Okay, first we're going to start off with, we announced it on our channel a couple days ago, but we have a new sponsor. It's amazing what you can do when you just ask. I was sitting in my room one day and I thought, what would be a good sponsor for the Draper Brothers channel? And all of a sudden I get this idea that some kind of boot company, and the more precisely hiking boots. So all I did was write an email. This was on August 31st. I wrote an email. I found the PR person for Wolverine, and they own a bunch of different shoe companies. So I found those. I wanted it to be an American-made product. So I wrote to these people. I didn't hear anything until about a week ago, and they wrote back and said, you need to send this email to this other person. So they gave me this other person's name. I sent that email thinking, man, this would be sweet. At least they didn't just throw it in the trash on their email. So not even a couple hours later, I get a response from this lady saying that she would love to be part of our channel and go through their website and see what gear we want and let her know. And I'm like, what? I'm thinking this is not really happening because it's a huge company. They made like $500 million last year is what I saw.
Wow.
So I was like, this is incredible. So it's Merrill Boots is who it is. We don't have a whole lot of info of what they want us to actually share, but we're going to get a lot of gear that we'll be wearing, like when we're out doing boots on the ground. So that she loved that part of it, the boots on the ground. She said that is awesome.
Hey, Dusty, let me throw that's amazing news, first of all, but let me throw the coolest part in there about that whole thing. The lady's name that Dusty's talking about, I think her name was Jamie Leach, something like that. She's over the whole operation over there with, like Dusty's talking about, doing sponsorships and stuff like that. And as she went down the list, congratulating us and telling us all about this new partnership, at the very end, she started talking about how she watched our video and she loves the video about Suzanne Morphew and she's all into our channel. And it was just so cool, man.
Yeah.
So not only is she supporting us that way, but she really enjoys our true crime channel. So
yeah,
it was really neat.
And it is. It's amazing. And I've never really started at the bottom and worked my way up. I just kind of shoot towards the top and see if it's going to happen. And it does a lot of the time. It's amazing. You just people, all they can say is no. And she didn't. She said yes, and that was amazing to me. And there's other companies that have been reaching out to us, but I think this one's the perfect one that we could use. And I'm just really, really happy about it. So.
What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Tube?
You see me taking notes, sir?
Yes, I did.
But I totally would have thought like something else, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, really?
Heaven, man. Pretty awesome, actually. Like, how did they?
Yeah.
Like, this guy uses his feet a lot, Yeah.
So my next stop is going to GoPro and some drone companies. We need some more new equipment. So that's my next stop. So we'll see what happens. So
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I hear no, and that's like foreign, or I don't understand it,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't even put myself in that situation where they're going to say no. I either think they're not going to respond or they're going to say yes. Because why would they take the time to just let you know, like reach out to you and say no? So that's not even in my way of thinking. And if they didn't respond, I would have just did it again. You know what I mean? I would have kept sending it to different people in the company probably. But I got lucky. I went to one, they sent me to another, and the other one was the right person. So
I do Anchorman with mine if I ever try to make a guess or a bet. And that's basically 63% of the time it works all the time.
That cologne.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Panther, though, it was a cat. I will tell you that.
Oh yeah, show him your shirt, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude.
That's a special night, man.
Between that shirt and that poodle that you showed, it's over for you, bro. It's over.
Don't call it, man. You'll get so mad.
No, I didn't mean poodle. What'd you say? Doodle.
Golden doodle.
He doesn't know. He's mixed with a poodle. He doesn't know it though.
Oh, dude, I hope he didn't hear me. He's gonna hate me. Like if I come to your house now, he's gonna be all growling at me and stuff. So tell him I'm sorry.
He's cool, I think.
He's cool with it. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Odie. You're not a poodle. You're a doodle.
He's easy. All he needs a little treat or a scrap off the plate. You're gold. You guys are good.
Very forgiving.
So we want to thank our newest member, Tube Crime.
Tube Crime.
Hey, thank you, Tube Crime.
You're welcome.
Dang, dude,
that's awesome, man.
You're like a magician over there, dude. You signed up for our channel and you're on it while you're on our channel. How'd that happen?
Well, actually, no, I would like to announce that I actually have a little help now. I have a partner.
Oh, really?
He's like my Dusty.
Oh, sweet. He must be a smart dude.
The smart number stuff and analytics.
Everyone needs a Dusty. Everyone needs a Dusty.
He's currently, I think he might be almost done already. He's building us a website. Like he's that guy, you know?
Oh, that's awesome.
And on top of that, he's equipped with a lot of skills. Like I talked to you guys, I'm not sure if we talked about this on the show yet, but you know, he used to teach interrogation classes, and I've watched him do interrogations himself, and it's insane how he can make somebody basically say, "I did it, thank you, take me to jail," shake their hand. So it's a good skill to have, and it's cool because I kind of drug him into this whole YouTube thing with the case because of his knowledge and his skill. And now he's like, well, I might as well just join with you, basically. I need him. Like, I really do.
Is he going to be on camera with you?
He will. We would like to, we want to take, I guess, weekly recaps, you know, do it maybe like once a week at least, and just kind of say what's going on through the week and just catch up, say hi, say what's up to guys like you, just whatever, man. Just kind of shoot the stuff.
Hey, Mr. Tube. So there's one of our fans, our subscribers and our friends. Her name is Andy. Do you see that? Do you see that on there?
I don't know why you guys are so nice to me. I'm not even worthy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for doing that for it.
Yeah, and Andy, by the way, I'm sorry when I said it was Andy eating crayons. It was Andy snapping crayons. So I wanted to make that clarification. I don't know where I got eating. I must have like dreamed about that or something. I don't know. That was crazy, but
no, I appreciate it.
That's what it was.
I've got so much love from the Draper brothers peeps. It's been awesome. Like they're like, "Oh, hey, what's up? I came here from Draper." And they just basically like introduce themselves, and it's like we're one giant gang, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
You're
been amazing.
In-laws, or maybe I am, but you know what I mean?
Hey, I don't know if you saw this, Brandon, or not, but I posted that thing last night on our community board, and I said that I was giving a compliment to a compliment of a compliment, and that's the way we're operating around here, man. And it's so much more satisfying and amazing and productive when we have that attitude instead of a bickering, fighting, jealous. You know, it's just been awesome, dude, and I'm glad you're a part of it. Chappy, go ahead.
That's something that has really impressed me about this community is that nobody is out there to be better than the other. We're all out there to help one another, and it's like the saying, a rising tide lifts all ships. And I think that that's exactly what's happening. We're all doing our best to help one another, and we're all blessed because of it. So kudos to this community. You guys are amazing.
Heck yeah. Amen. Dusty, I'm sorry, man. We keep getting kind of sidetracked. Do you want to get back to that agenda?
That's perfectly fine. I love talking like this.
I already Dateline, so let's go.
I didn't hear what y'all said. What'd you say?
I said I missed Dateline. Let's go. I'd rather any day.
Okay, so our next thing on the agenda is Suzanne Morphew. We're going to talk a little bit about her case. First thing on the list was the upcoming search. And what I wanted to talk about was what our plans are for that. I'm not going. I'm going to stay here, home base. There's several reasons why, but that's just the best for what we got going on. I think it would be more efficient if I stayed here. I would love to be there with all you guys, but it's just not going to happen because there's just certain other responsibilities I have. But Chappy and Tyson are going. Tyson, you want to tell us a little bit about what your plans are? You know, when you're going.
So Chappy and I'm going to leave Arizona on Thursday, and I'm going to pick Chappy up along the way, and then we're going to arrive. We'll be there on the 25th, Friday the 25th, bright and early that morning, and we'll participate in the search. And then we'll probably do the same thing the next day, just depending on how everything goes. And we just want to get up there, contribute in any way that we can, literally put our boots on the ground, help Andy and the search crews in any way that we can. And then also hope to meet a lot of people while we're there, you know, talk to a lot of the people who have gotten to know us through the channel and whatnot, and just contribute in any small way that we can to help find Suzanne. That's what this is all about, huh, Chappy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is all about just keeping this focus on this case, making sure that we keep pushing on Barry, and the truth is eventually revealed. The more we focus on this case, the more resources that will be put on this case, and the more likely we are to bring some resolution to it. So I'm so stoked. This is going to be good.
I want to say something real quick. I've reached out on Twitter to Justin Gagey, the UFC fighter, and I've done it on a couple of different occasions, and he's actually from the same little valley here in Arizona. And so I don't know if Justin's ever going to see this video, or if somebody can pass this video along to him, but we would sure like to talk to him regarding Suzanne Morphew, you know, helping out just to raise awareness. We know he's probably extremely busy right now. He's preparing for the biggest fight of his life with Khabib. And we're just, again, just like you were saying earlier, Dusty, you know, all we can do is try. We like to throw Hail Marys out there, and sometimes they land and sometimes they don't. But I think that we could reach Justin Gagey. He could put a little word out for us on Twitter or something to help raise awareness, because he's got a powerful voice in Colorado. So
yeah, he trains in Colorado. He lives in Colorado. He is from our little valley that we grew up in. He was a state champion wrestler, and a lot of our friends are into wrestling, their kids and stuff. So there's a connection there. But yeah, that would be great if he did that, because man, we sure need as many eyes on this case as we can get. And there's a lot of eyes on him. He just went and met the president, and of course he's a UFC fighter. Right now he's the interim champion because he just who's that guy?
Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, it's Ferguson. Gosh, you never remember the ones that lose, I guess. But yeah, but he was a great fighter too. So yeah, and I'm sure he is busy. I'm sure he's got a lot going on. Well, and also, we're not ever gonna hold it against him if he doesn't ever see our stuff, because we're pretty sure he gets a lot of messages that he just can't respond to. Take it from me, we're nobodies really, and we get so many I can't even respond to all of them. So I get it.
Well, I've also been reaching out to Nancy Grace. I know that she's done quite a bit on this case, and she's busy. She's got a lot of cases that she covers, but I did reach out to her on Twitter, but I also reached out to her producer, and I did get a response from him. So we're hoping that we can get some big names on these cases, that we can bring a lot of eyeballs and attention to this case, especially with this search coming up. Don't you think, Mr. Tube?
I think the more eyes, better. Definitely.
Always.
It's crazy because the way the social media works, you can basically just reach the world with a click of a button. And it doesn't even have to be anybody famous saying, oh, look at this case. You know, if you can get it to just anybody and they can share it and talk about it, and they share it, and it just continues until it gets where it needs to get to eventually.
Yep, that's a good point for sure. Slow and steady sometimes wins the race, but you know. What about you, Chappy? What do you think?
No, I completely agree. We've got to keep the eyes in the focus, and the more eyes we have and the more minds we have on this case, the sooner this case is going to be resolved. Here's the thing. It's all about perspective. It's all about viewpoints. It's all about, you can get a whole bunch of people at the same location at the same time, and everyone's going to have a similar experience, but we're not all going to see the same thing. And what's important is that we hear each other and we put all those pieces of the puzzle together based on what each of us are seeing. I'm going to pick up on something because of my training and my life experience that Dusty might miss or Tyson might miss. And Tyson's going to look at something from a completely different perspective. And when we talk about those things and we bring it all together, it begins to create this picture and make sense. So I think the more minds and the more eyes we have, the better off we are in solving this mystery.
Yep. I want to say thank you real quick to Strawberry Wine for becoming a new member. It was up on the screen and it scrolled on by. So thank you, Strawberry Wine. So, all right, Dusty. Why don't we start getting into the meat and potatoes of this Suzanne Morphew? Let's get down to one of the things that I wanted to talk to Mr. Tube about was when he went to the hotel, the Holiday Inn there in Colorado. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I do. Okay, first of all, me and Odie went to the Holiday Inn. We walked the perimeter twice. And around the perimeter, I'd say there's at least 10, 12 cameras. I put them in a video. You can count them. They have stick-up cameras, basically like the kind you see outside of a business, which are probably connected to a DVR that's recording at all times. So, okay, that's obvious camera that anyone could see those, a 2-year-old could see that, 3-year-old, whatever. No chlorine smell on the outside, none in the back. I didn't notice any chlorine. I walked into the lobby. I kind of looked around. I recorded a little. It smelled very sweet in there, no chlorine. Had a floral scent, almost a sweet flower scent. That's the way I can explain it. I noticed, only because of Barry, that there are tons of cameras around. And the reason I say I noticed because of Barry is because he's the one that said there's cameras everywhere. Why say that? To me, the cameras that they are using in that Holiday Inn are very 2020. Okay? They're about the size a little dome could fit in the palm of your hand. And they're stuck up in a corner. Very out of view. They're made to be not noticeable, but they're there. You see down every hall they have one. But walk-in, you would not know with your peripheral vision or looking even around, you would probably really not even catch that camera in your eye at all because it's so small. So for him to point out, there's a camera down here, there's cameras everywhere. But how do you know there's cameras there? So he knew he was getting recorded for whatever reason. I don't know. He wanted to be recorded. There was no employee when I first got into the lobby, so I was kind of walking around recording, just smelling, looking, just, looking around, doing detective stuff. An employee finally came out, and she was very good at what she did. I tried everything to get info out of her, and she was good. She handed me a business card and said she couldn't talk about it. She already knew why I was there. I wasn't the first. And that was that. Told me to have a nice day, and I can't record in there. But, we just talked a little bit about the hotel, and I told her how lovely it is and how sweet it smelled in there and how clean and not like chlorine. And it's not a cheap hotel. That's a free Holiday Inn. Another thing I noticed about that area, too, it's pretty desolate. Just down the street, there's another hotel, a Hyatt. And then on the other side of the highway from that hotel is a Walmart. And there's another 3 or 4 hotels. So I'm wondering if those ever got checked out. But the whole camera situations, man, I have professional experience in this. It's those cameras weren't meant to be sore for the eye to see and say, oh, there's cameras everywhere. Those cameras were made to be very concealed and very unnoticeable for probably viewing pleasure, just so it didn't look like a prison or something. So
yeah,
the truth is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. The truth is we're so accustomed to cameras. They're everywhere all the time. I mean, you can't escape getting your picture taken no matter where you go. So nobody even pays attention to the cameras anymore unless they're trying to hide something, or unless they're trying to understand, what's the best angle for them to move around to avoid these cameras.
The whole perimeter, like I said, getting into the parking lot, if I was a guest, I would probably park my car somewhere near a camera, and I would look for the camera. And you can see the cameras. They're huge. They're giant. They look like the kind you see on any kind of business on the outside. They're very noticeable. But once you walk inside, I'm guaranteed those cameras were designed to be very discreet, to be very unnoticeable just for the customer, so they didn't have to see that. That's a business point of view right there. Not to mention just how small they were. He had to okay, there's a camera here. There's a camera here. He had to really, really notice where they were to notice that there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah, well, you answered my question perfectly, Mr. Tube. Thank you for that. I was wondering when I heard that on Lawrence Scharf's interview and him talking about there being cameras everywhere, that was one of the things that definitely jumped out to me. Like, oh, why is he taking notice that there's cameras everywhere, And so, that's a really interesting observation. And when I saw your video, I was like, yes, Brandon, great job getting your boots on the ground and going out there and checking it out, because the speculation was really starting to build, especially after Barry came out himself and said he too smelled the chlorine. Then it was like, holy crap, dude, did this whole thing smell like chlorine? And this whole, so to hear it from you, it was pretty eye-opening.
I have nothing to gain or lose from this. That's why I don't understand why people are making such a big deal. I just went that day. I'm not saying that somebody that went the day before me, it didn't smell. Maybe it did. Maybe it burned your eyeballs out. But the day I went, I would have loved to have a nice sweet tea in the lobby and talk to Odie.
Hey, I want to thank Karen Olson real quick. She had a question here for us. Any word on if his phone was taken from him? And if so, do you think he might have turned it off during the 9th or the 10th? So that question, Chappy, do you want to take first stab at that question?
I suspect, I don't know that the phone was taken, but I suspect that would be one of the first things that law enforcement would try to get their hands on. So I think, yeah, it probably was taken. But again, it's pure speculation. The other thing, if I would suspect also that Barry would be wise enough to put it in airplane mode or something, turn it off, take the battery out, something, but maybe not, because he was making phone calls. We know he was making phone calls to people, so maybe he didn't.
He wasn't. We know he hit the whole phone thing. First, we could talk speculation, since that is speculation.
It is.
You know what else is speculation? Burner phones. I'm just saying.
Yep.
I think this guy's been watching a lot of the Draper brothers and other channels. Stuff, if you ask me.
I will tell you this from a law enforcement standpoint. That would be one of the first things that they would try to get a hold of.
Yeah. That would be smart.
Are we still on the subject of cameras real quick?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, bud.
DVR system yet? Just my opinion and thoughts of that.
Oh, say that one more time.
DVR system at the Puma Path House.
Oh, Dusty, do you have that? Do you have that picture?
I do know that they had I'll get it for you. Their house.
I like cameras, guys.
Their house is for sale. And here's what it says about it. Smart home features, alarm, security system, security cameras. And that means smart home features. What does that mean, Brandon?
Well, owner probably not smart is what that means so far. Let me tell you, I've worked with DVRs, cameras, many different types, many different systems. They're built like tanks. They're built to run 24/7 constantly. You never shut them off. You never update them, boot them. They just do their thing. And they're encased in metal cases. They have humongous terabyte drives that can record for months, or sometimes even in a year, in HD quality. A lot of the problems when it came to cameras, always, I think, in my opinion, from my experience, was operator error. And it was either someone accidentally turned it off or unplugged it. It was that simple. And
operator error or operator you didn't mean, it wasn't an error. It was done on purpose, you know.
Chappy, can you sing "Smooth Operator," please? Because I heard you could sing.
Don't sing nothing. Listen, don't sing anything. We got a copyright claim on the last video. Even though it was for the wrong song, they claimed us on the wrong song, but now it's in, I had to dispute it because it was the wrong song. And now this is the least of our worries, but our monetization is in escrow. So they're saying, well, you might not get money for this video so don't sing anything, Chappy, unless it's copyright.
My beats, because I do my own music on the videos too.
Yeah, well, that's good.
It's weird because I think there's like a business in like making copyright claims and just hoping people don't fight it, and then you get all the money or whatever. I don't know how they do that. I mean, but it's ridiculous. Like they just try to copyright claim everything.
I know it's crazy. And this company that did it, they obviously don't know what their own music is, because I went and listened to the song they said that Chappy sang, and it's nothing, the melody or nothing's anything like what he sang, and it's ridiculous. And I'm like,
it's beautiful.
They said, what is the reason for your dispute? They claimed we sang a song we didn't sing. And plus it was a cover, and you're supposed to be okay with cover song. Maybe you sang it too good, Chappy. And they were like, that's the real deal right there. That's not even a cover song.
Oh, I need a Chappy soundtrack.
I see Chappy's gonna. I saw somebody saying send him to the Masked Singer, whatever that is, Chappy. I don't know. I don't know a lot about it.
I'll tell you what, the Masked Singer is fun. The problem is no one would know who I was, and so they'd never guess. So maybe I'd win.
Yeah.
Oh, they know who you are now, Chappy.
Yeah. Hey, so one of the things I want to talk about here with Mr. Tube is that statement analysis that you put up on your community page. First of all, great job in finding that. That was one of the most interesting things that I have ever read on the Barry Suzanne Morphew case. Go ahead, Dusty.
For those of you, those who don't know what it is, maybe you guys should give a little brief summary of what's going on.
Well, okay, for the actual analysis itself, go over to Tube Crime. As soon as this video is over, go to Tube Crime, and on his community page, you have to subscribe to him first of all in order to get to it. But once you get there, it's called Statement Analysis. Take a look at it. It was by a guy named Paul. I don't know how to say his last name very well, Melodit or something like that.
Yeah.
And what he did is he takes segments of Lauren Sharf's video and of Barry talking, statements that Barry made, and he analyzes them and breaks them down in a way that most of us can't understand, like on a conscious level. I don't know how he does it, but he delves into it and he's able to extract information out of it that was absolutely amazing. So do you want to talk a little bit about that, Mr. Tube?
Yeah, sure. So he went and he broke down basically the interview from, like you said, Sharf. And what he did is he pulled a lot of stuff that a lot of us are already saying, a lot of us are already talking about, just certain behaviors, such as how he's talking about people how to listen, and they're just, hang on, let me pull up this part I want to bring up real quick for you guys.
Dang, you guys are talented, man. Chappy's over here commenting, and you're becoming a member, all while on the show, man. You can multitask a lot better than I can.
I was doing my taxes.
I'm just trying to keep my head in the game here, but you guys are amazing. Not only can you keep your head in the game, but you guys that's awesome.
There's one thing
I agree, Chappy.
I brought this up in a couple of my stories. I know I got a weird way of saying my story, but I promise you it's more than a comic. Really look into it. I'm a visual learner, and I know there's a lot of visual learners out there. So sometimes I put certain words, certain pictures, and hopefully people can catch on to it, But there's certain words that I like to put in that stick out to me from the case, And one of them was when he's talking about how it just pains him. It pains him. What pains him in this situation? And during the analysis, he's saying the same thing. Basically, it doesn't pain him or cause him pain that Suzanne's missing. It causes him pain that true crimes drawing videos or making videos of him doing things in hotels with towels. You know what I mean? That's what pains him. Not his wife missing. Anything that has to go against what he's doing or what he's saying, that pains him. And when we don't digest that, that pains him.
Very, very good point. Go ahead, Dustin.
I mean,
Go ahead.
there's a lot. There's so much to even like in this analysis. I mean, there's so much
Oh, I know.
to go through.
It was,
But the thing that I thought was interesting, his conclusion was deception indicated.
yes.
Broke that
I
down.
was just getting to that, brother. Yep. Go ahead, Dusty. I'll let you speak first.
I like how the person that wrote this said that they focus on the subject's order and priority. So Jeff Puckett said some things about him, and Morgan said some things about him. And instead of attacking what they said, what did he do? He started saying, well, Jeff Puckett was in prison for 9 years, or Morgan's a meth head. He didn't, the order wasn't, the priority for him was not to address what they were blaming or saying about him to accuse him of certain things. It was to attack their character and to destroy them. And that's just, normal people do not do that. I mean, people that are innocent don't do that. So.
No.
That's a good point. Yeah, that whole thing, man. It's really long, and so I can't like give you a whole synopsis of it. Go check it out for yourself because it was absolutely eye-opening. And just like you said, Mr. Tube, at the very end, the last two words, deception indicated.
Yeah.
That's very, very telling.
Mr. Draper, there's a lot
Go ahead, Bob.
of very talented people out there, and they have a long reach. I would like to see if anybody, I challenge them, I'm really begging you, to see if you can get Tyson Draper's video to statement analysis to be evaluated. Because
that'd be awesome.
it hasn't been done already, but it needs to be done. Like it really does, because that is the most impactful piece of information on this case, I believe. As far as anything besides my comics being the coolest comics. Tyson Draper's
Dude, that is so true. You know what's interesting about that is that the guy just pulled a few sentences out of Lauren Scharf's, vast information that she has, and he was able to do that just off of these little pieces, these little tiny pieces, man. And no matter what he says to who, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. So I would love to see mine done. I really would.
Hey, Tyson.
I will go ahead.
I was just going to say, Peter Hyatt's the one that usually does those statement analysis. So I'm not sure. I don't know if he's having health issues right now. I can't remember the last thing I heard, but he's been away. So this guy kind of stood in and did that.
Yeah. Dre Latina. There's our friend, Dre Latina.
Oh, man. What do you got to do? I can say Miss Dre Latina.
Dre Latina. Yeah.
I have trouble understanding your illusions and cartoons. What should I do? There's a couple of things you can do, Miss Dre Latina. Number one, just know what's going on in the case. I suggest read and kind of find out what's going on within the case. And I'll plug in little words, just different ways of saying words. If you're up to date on the case, you'll kind of get it. Some things aren't supposed to be taken so seriously, and some things are obviously what they are. You need to basically get what you get out of it, not what I tell you to get out of it. Because I could tell you what to get out of it, but that's too easy. I don't want to tell you what to get out of it. I want you to watch it. Tell me what you think about it. If it sucks, I want to hear that too. I love constructive criticism. But use your brain, because I promise you, your brain is probably one of the best brains that you know.
So I want to make a comment about what you said. I used to work for an art college, recruiting high school kids to come to the art college. And I would travel, and I got to learn a lot about art during those times. I mean, I know photography is an art, but I got to know. And I think what you do is definitely an art. And you wouldn't go to a museum and tell people, this is what this painting means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love what you said about get what you get out of it. Because if you if the artist started telling you what you're supposed to get from it, that might take away some really deep meaning that you would get out of it on your own. Just like a song, it's not going to mean everything to the same to everyone else. So I don't understand a lot of what you do, but I do understand a lot of what you do, and I think it's great and it's really creative, and I even made the comic one time. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dusty, that's a great point, man. I had to ask Dusty. I got to be honest. I did have to ask Dusty one time on your thing what the head was, and then he told me it was a potato.
Yeah.
I should have known that. I know, man. You're probably gonna be mad at me, dude, and think, man, Tyson didn't like look at all my stuff.
No,
but I didn't know that was a potato, and I'm like, dude, like everything makes sense to me except for these heads, dude. Help me out with this.
I told you, anybody that ever asked me that question, man, get your fattest, brownest, whatever potato with eyes on it, stick it on the counter, and then I want you to sit in front of it and just start talking to it. Ask it a couple questions and see what it does.
Well, Mr. Potato Head.
I see. I always like making you laugh.
What were you saying, Dusty? I thought I heard Mr. Potato Head in there.
Yeah, so Mr. Potato Head talks on Toy Story, so maybe that potato will start talking to you.
No, I have to apologize later after I make it, because I'm telling you, I always feel, I've told people this is bigger than me. Whatever I'm doing, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. And I don't know. I wake up, I go to bed, I have this like thing in my chest, man. It's burning. And I know it's not heart troubles. But seriously, I feel like there's like something supernatural, man, pushing me just to work. And the more like injustices I see and dishonesty, it motivates me more to kind of like be the voice for somebody that's not here, that can't be here, and that's my way of helping. I may not be like a cop or something, but I do love to get the word out and just share my ideas.
Well, Chappy, I'm going to give you the time to speak right now. What do you think about what he's saying? Do we ever have those kind of conversations where we feel like there's kind of a higher power or something pushing us here?
Almost daily, brother. Yeah. It's beyond it's beyond ourselves. It really is a drive and almost a calling to just be the voice of these victims. They can't do it themselves. They need us. We must stand up. We have to have good people that are willing to take some risk and stand up and be the voice of these victims. Someone has to do it. Tube Crime's doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
These boys right up here. Wait, there we go. Right up there. Those guys. Well, there we go. That way. They're doing a great job. And I love being able to just embrace this community and do what little I can do to help.
Well, you do a lot more than a little, buddy. Can I make a comment about what you guys are saying? I got a message from someone. I'm not going to say their name because I don't know if they would want me to share this, but they were telling me a story. They're from the Delphi area, and she said that she was in a store one day and she noticed that this real crazy looking guy was following this little girl around, and her mom was not paying attention. And so she was watching to make sure she was going to be okay. And she said a lot of people just forgot what happened in Delphi. They're not paying attention. And I'm not saying nothing about Delphi. I'm telling you what this girl said to me. She said there's not that urgency or not that fear like there should be, because there's still a killer out there. And she said that she just hopes that everybody pulls together, watches out for each other. And I think that's what this community is doing, this true crime community. They're watching out for each other. Like me and Tyson say all the time, we're not out to solve any crimes. I mean, if we could help do that, that would be wonderful. But we're just out to get eyes and ears and attention on these cases. So, and we also have to watch out for other people. We obviously care about people that we help in these cases, or people in this true crime community, because how can you not, when people are passionate like Tube Crime is, like Jeff, he dedicated his life, or Chappy, sorry. Chappy's name's Jeff, if I ever say that. But anyway, like Chappy, he dedicated his life, part of his life to law enforcement, and Tyson, he just, travels all over the place, going in places that probably even shouldn't be going into because they're dangerous. but he does anyways because he cares. I know he cares because we have conversations about it. And I really, it's hard not to get sucked into this world and start caring about these cases. And it's hard not to get frustrated when you can't figure things out. And I think that's where it comes in. We got all pulled together. And like we were saying before, we were all laughing and carrying on before this. But as soon as it's go time, we get, focused, and we're able to focus on what we're doing. And that's a lot like what you were telling us about being in the military, Brandon.
Well,
you were saying it was like a fraternity, but then I'm sure like it wasn't when you guys were in combat.
well, let me say this real quick, Dusty, because I want to piggyback on I keep hearing you say community. That keeps coming up tonight. Our true true crime community, our family. Look at this comment on the screen right here, and thank you, Sonny Aaron, for the $5 donation. But look, she's talking about Sweetie Pilo. Love your channel. You got a great heart, beautiful inside and out, easy to see. Berries on borrowed time. So here we got people that are giving our other friends, Sweetie Pilo, shout outs on our channel and giving them a compliment, spending money to actually get their comment up here where they could see it. It's just, you guys are amazing. It's so neat to be a part of this. And when we come across people like Brandon, we're just so excited, man, to see people who are talented, who are passionate. And we're just glad to have you here tonight, Mr. Tube. And I know a lot of people want to hear from you. They hear from us a lot, but what else do you want to talk about, man? Let's hear from you for a little bit.
Just to finish up on the question from earlier, as far as using your own mind, I also want to say I know I get people from your channel, other channels, my own subs. These people come back to me, and some of the stuff they say and some of the just analytical thinking they have is amazing. And it's weird because it's like I'm an octopus and I have all these people basically reaching out, like talking, philosophizing, just basically being one person. Like you get like a troll here and there, we get rid of them quick, but it's like a family. And I really do enjoy that because, people do generally ask like, hey, how you doing? And that's cool because I can write back, I'm doing great, man. Or maybe I'm feeling like crap. I don't know. But it's nice because everyone's like really just there for each other. And I do see that.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, it's so true what you're saying. And, I talked about one time I talked about my addictions on here, and you wouldn't believe all the letters and the comments I got about either they have overcome an addiction or they have a child that's caught up in it. And I wasn't wanting to talk about that. I mean, I don't have any problem doing it because I've been clean and sober for a long time, but it probably wouldn't have just been something that I would bring up out of the blue. But now it's like we've even talked about me doing some kind of segment on, addiction, maybe a show or something. Tyson said that would be something that we probably should do. And I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking how we might go about that because there was a lot of people wanting to get their story out and they want to talk about how they overcame it and maybe to help other people. And that's what it's all about, helping each other. That's what the world's supposed to be about. Not all this fighting and division, all that other stuff. It's crazy.
Hey, Brandon, you might want to get a new manager. You're going to be broke by the end of the night here, man. He's sending us all your money while you're on the show, bro.
You must like you guys.
Well, that's good.
I'm sorry. I said it in the comments. I'm going to say it here vocally. Let's all go to Tube Crime and just skyrocket his subscription, guys. Let's show this guy some love. He's doing his part. He's doing all that he can to really help this community, but the community, the world in a whole, by helping those victims that are silent victims. They don't have a voice any longer. Let's help him. Let's help his voice rise up for them.
Can I say this for me is a rarity? Like, I'm so out of my shell right now, man. Like, I do not like this. I'll tell you that right now. Like, Dusty hit me up. He was like, hey, man, you want to – like, I talked about it, and I told him and Tyson what my situation is, and I don't know. It just feels good. You guys have made me feel at home. I really appreciate that. It's awesome
Oh, dude.
branch that you guys have like reached out, man.
I want to tell you. I want to tell you what happened with that, man. Yesterday, I was busy working, and all day long, I kept getting that thought in my head that we need to have Brandon on our show. I called Tyson, and he said, "Well, Brandon doesn't want to do it," and he told me some reasons, kind of anxious about it. And I said, "Well, I'm going to reach out to him because, like, I've been getting these feelings all day, and I think that he'll probably say yes." And you did, dude. And I was like, really, like, I wasn't shocked, but I was really happy that you did.
Just like your endorsement.
I got to tell you, Brandon, I got to tell you what happened one night. So, Dusty, he's been kind of coaching me through this whole thing, as everybody knows, every step of the way. He does such a fantastic job of keeping me in line. And that's not an easy job to do sometimes, but he's always telling me stuff like, he'll call me at night and be like, "Hey, bro, like they're talking about you on Reddit, or they're talking about you on Facebook, or they're talking about you on Web Sleuths, and this is what they're saying." It's positive stuff. I'm not talking about in a negative way. And he calls me up one night and he says, "Dude, you're not going to believe this. You're on a comic. You're in a comic."
Without asking.
Hey, no, not that at all. I'm not even going there, bro. I was like, "You got to be kidding me." I thought it was the coolest thing. And so I pull up your channel and I go through it and I watch and I see me in your comic. And I was just like, this has got to be like one of the coolest days of my life. I can't believe I'm actually in a comic.
Piggyback off of that real quick. So we talked about analytics before we started, right? Mm-hmm. We have, I don't know what yours is, but mine is about 85, a little bit more % females. Okay. We are a rarity in true crime doing this as men, which is crazy because I know a lot of guys that are like all about true crime. And as a matter of fact, my partner, I just dragged him into true crime. He likes it now. It's crazy because, like, I don't know. I love it, man. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. It's hard to win those guys over, but when you do, they're like us, man. They're diehards. And so
I figure a comic book, maybe we'll get some more guys to kind of say, "Oh, that was cool, dude." Or
I
thought I'm a viewer before I was a creator. I was your sub. I was Plunder sub. I am still your sub and Plunder sub and many others. But I'm a guy, and it was still rare, So I'd be in the comments, I'm like, "Oh man," but it's cool though.
Yeah. No, I sent that comic to my son, who's 17 years old, and I thought he would think it was the coolest thing, but he's just kind of like, that's all right, I guess,
Because you got to know the story, man. You got to know the story.
Yeah. He's not into true crime like we are. Hopefully someday, but
I think comics are more like my age and stuff. Like the kids don't really look at comics anymore. I don't think they do anyway. More like graphic novels and stuff like that. So
it's fun to get the message out because there's a lot of platforms, and everybody has their own style. And I was telling Tyson, man, I was always a viewer before I was a creator. I tell a lot of people, I still am. I watch YouTube like crazy every day. And if you guys post a video, it messes me up from work. I'm going to tell you that right now. but it's awesome, man. It really is. I love doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead, Dusty. Go ahead.
No, I was going to just agree with what he was saying. That's it.
I was going to send everybody over to, as soon as we're done here, go check out Linda's new video on It's a Crime on Barry Morphew. It's about 20 minutes long. It was fantastic. And there's a message at the very end for Barry Morphew. It was just a 10 out of 10. Linda, you nailed it again. And, and I echo that. I hope that Barry watches this video, and I hope that he does reach out to Linda and set the record straight and show why Tube Crime, Tyson Draper, the Draper brothers, Chappy, why we're lying and why we're not telling the truth or making your life miserable, or law enforcement or whoever. So we offer you that invitation to go over to Linda's channel as well, Barry. So please do that.
You think Barry's watching this?
I don't know. He could be.
I want to segue into something with that. So I heard that Barry is hunting, or at least he's planning on going hunting. What do you guys think about that?
It wouldn't happen to be during the search, would it?
Oh, might be. I don't know. I I heard a little something about it that he was going to go hunting, and then there was a big uproar about it. So what do y'all think about it? Is it good or bad idea? Is that too obvious a question?
Chappy, you're being quiet tonight. What do you think, man?
Man, I'm going to stand by the statement I made last time. I truly believe that he has to be there. If he is not there, it will speak absolute volumes. The man is showing no interest in helping to find his wife. And it breaks my heart. I mean, honestly, it breaks my heart. If he is innocent as he's proclaiming himself to be, show us something. Show us that you have an interest in actually helping to solve this case. Please, prove me wrong. I want to be wrong, Barry. I want to be wrong. Prove me wrong, man.
I say just bring me a towel, dude.
What do you say, Dusty?
I think I'll give you a couple of thoughts I have on it. I think hunting is like kind of his safe place. It's a place where he feels right at home. If he feels comfortable, he doesn't feel comfortable sitting around in wherever he lives now, the little condo or wherever he's living. He doesn't feel comfortable thinking about what's going on. He doesn't feel comfortable anywhere. And I think that him going out and hunting is probably his getaway. I would ask the question, do you think he's going to come back from hunting? Do you think he's going to, I mean,
ooh, that's a
you know
good,
what I mean?
that's a good question.
It's actually a real good question.
Well,
Yeah, that's
a guy in the bushes watching somewhere.
yeah.
Well, not just that, but I mean, I don't think Barry, even if he gets arrested and he gets convicted, I mean, even if that was to happen, I don't think they would do very well in prison. So I think maybe I don't think that he's going to go down quietly or go to prison quietly.
Maybe one of you guys can answer this. So he no longer lives at the Puma Path house, right?
That's right.
Right.
It's
Nobody else is occupying that house, right? It's for sale on the market.
Yep.
How far away is he now, and as far as to the search? Because I don't know that.
He's in a place, I don't know Colorado that well, but he's in a place like Poncha Springs or something like that. Do you know where that's at?
It sounds familiar. I don't think it's too far from there.
Yeah,
Let me look it up.
it's not too far, but yeah, he and Dusty, somebody had a good question on here when you brought up that Zillow thing. How is Barry? I thought he couldn't sell the house for 7 years. Does it say that the house is for sale?
Yeah, it's for sale.
So is he just anticipating it's going to be on the market for 7 years, or what's going on?
I have no idea.
We got some realtors out here. Just tell them to look it up real quick.
I don't know why. I don't know why the reason he couldn't sell it for 7 years. It had something to do with the money that was.
Well, I know, but that's Colorado law. But how does he have it up for sale on Zillow? That's my question.
I have no idea, but it is. It's up there. I pulled it up today.
Can you pull it up again, real quick?
Yep.
Now that says so. That says so.
Okay.
No, I pulled it off there today, so
well,
maybe it is sold.
What's they're saying he's not there. Last time I
That was
seen him there was
April
dark.
12th of 2018. So I think that's from when he bought it.
yeah, that's when he bought it. Sometimes the listing stays on Zillow even when it's not for sale. So I don't think it's for sale. So I want to make that clarification very clear. You can take that down, Dusty. But I don't want to steer anybody in the wrong direction or start any type of speculation. That was a mistake on our part. The house is on Zillow, but not for sale. But we wanted to show you that it had a security camera systems there. And Mr. Tube is a security cameras expert. So, we wanted to talk a little bit about that. So good job on bringing that up, Dusty.
But is there any confirmation though that he's at that house or not?
he's not at the house. We know he moved.
No, he moved. He's living in a condo somewhere else in Poncho Springs or Poncha Springs or something like that. I think it's like towards like I don't know. I think it might be toward Denver. I'm not sure.
It's not too far though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's not far enough to miss. I'll tell you that.
Right.
I'm looking it up, and I'll let you know how far it is from Salida. Oh
Tell
no,
you
it's
what,
right.
I'll tell you what,
It's right by Salida.
you make a good point. It's not too far to miss. Here's the thing. If a member of my family, and I don't care who they are, if a member of my family is missing and I got to drive 1,000 miles to be a part of that, to try and help bring resolution to this case, I'm driving 1,000 miles. I'm going to be there come hell or high water.
Yeah, I agree.
It's 10 minutes away from Salida.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. And then again, somebody's saying that they heard it was Pueblo, but again, I mean, you know, it's just one of those things that it doesn't really matter if it's Pueblo or you know, Poncha Springs or whatever. The fact is, you know, he left that house, he moved, he's staying there. From what we're hearing, he's staying there with one of the daughters. So there we go, right there. He's in Pueblo, I heard. So it may be Pueblo. So maybe I got that mixed up. So
3 hours away.
3 hours.
3 hours and 20. Wait, what? The shortest route's 1 hour and 54 minutes.
Okay. All right. So
Like Chappy said, it shouldn't matter though.
what'd you say about Chappy?
It doesn't matter how long or how far. You go do what you got to do to find your missing loved one.
Exactly.
I just got a message from one of our best sources on this, and they said it's Poncha Springs, so 10 minutes away.
Oh, Poncha Springs. Okay. All right. That's what I thought it was. All right. So Mr. Tube, man, I feel like there was a lot of stuff I had written down here that I wanted to talk to you about. But what do you got?
Let's talk about something else I wanted to talk about, Mr. Draper.
Yeah.
Besides your great hair.
Yeah.
So we have a post from Morgan Gentile.
Yes.
Regarding an employment situation that she's been in for 4 days. You guys aware of that?
Yes.
What do you guys feel about that? In my situation, or my opinion reading this, I should say, I felt it might have been a terrible job, yes. But I also feel like she was directing some stuff towards somebody subliminally as far as words she was using. I'm looking at it right now. And first of all, just to tell you know, a lot of people want to give her the benefit of the doubt. They do. And like no one's accusing her of anything. We just want to know the truth of what her role is, because everyone's being very quiet about it, about what it is. So she leaves Colorado because it's too much. She can't get a job here after Barry fired her for not taking or whatever. So she had to move from Colorado, and she ended up going to South Dakota. 4 days into her employment, she bypasses her supervisors for a complaint because they're undertrained, misinformed, and they're not the reason behind this crime. What is the crime that's going on here at her workplace that she is worried about? A lot of it is health reasons as far as what chemicals these guys are breathing in and dumping. Let me tell you, some of these chemicals, there's a list. We got asbestos, leaking ammonia, CO2, bleach, chlorine, all at unsafe levels. She calls this murder in all caps. Murder in its slowest form, in all caps. He talks about how they dump stuff in the river. A lot of the stuff you hear is weird because to me, I'm not saying it is, but it just subliminally hits me as far as connecting like to certain words of the case. When you got the chlorine, you got the bleach, you got the rivers. We talked about rivers. We've talked about murder for sure. And you know, she goes on, which are she should be able to complain. Those are very all unsafe situations. And anybody working in those conditions should definitely take that up with somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yes.
and in my opinion, she got so eloquent until the very end. She let her true colors off when she says, "So F the department, a brown hat hired as a level 1. I'm overqualified and I'm more aware of violations that your corporate has covered up." So it's weird because she's pulling a Barry out in South Dakota, basically pointing the fingers. You guys are this, you guys are that. Like, why would you be there for 4 days and assume your supervisors are idiots and you can't talk to them?
I got a comment on what you said that came to me while you were reading all that. I just thought maybe she's not talking to her current employer. Maybe she's talking to the employer that she just left. And because almost everything that you said could fit if she was just talking to Barry, you know, like
It was, yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean. If you said, oh, she's writing to Barry Morphew and whatever that place is, Sunset Farms or whatever,
Yeah.
you would think that this would fit that too. I mean,
It would.
Yeah.
more probably than the 4-day job. You know, he's really screwed her over. You know, so
I want you to see how she capitalized murder out of everything.
yeah. I mean, I've read it. I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow, that's very telling. And look what Karen Olson said on the screen there. Would you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's exactly what Brandon was saying. What Brandon was saying.
Exactly. It was very cryptic, you know, and Brandon, I'm assuming that somewhere in your psychology studies or your humanities courses, you know, that's probably why that stood out to you. That's something that you really picked up on and honed in on, was the language, because it can be very telling. And I believe it is in this situation.
Yeah, you know, and when I do comics, I try to, like, as much as I can, avoid certain words because of that. I feel like it might strike something into someone that maybe they might not want to feel. I want people to kind of not feel such dark gloom all the time, I guess, you know? But the way she did it in all caps, and there's nothing else really like that except for murder in all caps. And if it is the truth about the company, you're that concerned about murder for 4 days? You've been there for 4 days, but what about Suzanne Morphew, who you've known for at least a decade? It sounds like, maybe longer.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, the emotion that she had in that statement does not fit what's going on, the situation. But she was very calm during the interview with Lauren, and there wasn't any outrage or anything. Like you said, she's known Suzanne. Like, she doesn't hardly even talk to. She said stuff like, "I got to make the wife happy," when she was quoting Barry. You know, I don't really remember her saying Suzanne's name. She might have said it once.
Have you guys seen my emails yet with her?
No, I haven't talked to her.
Video where I put a video out there. I didn't name her, you know, but I put a video out basically of this person that worked at Sunset Farms. And, like, first they had a resume to be a welder, and that thing was about this big on the description. Sunset Farms, it just had a date to a date, and it ended in May. So
yeah. I saw that video, and I saw how she reacted to that video.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So at 3 a.m., I get a 2-crime era, you know?
Yeah. She said some very bad things.
Yeah. And I was like in the Marines, and it stunned me. I was like, what a mouth.
Yeah. I mean, it shows us her true character, doesn't it?
But there's a section in that email. I had to relook at it, but basically I'm asking her, like, what about Barry, man? And she totally, like, just bypasses it. Like, she kind of avoided the whole situation and just went into derogatory. I guess I told her my door is always open, man. Like, anytime you want to talk, say your side of the story, man, do it.
Yeah.
The most telling thing about that whole thing is the situation she gets so upset in and starts. But when somebody's murdered that she knows, or somebody's missing, she doesn't get that emotion. It's, like, really weird to me. Like, she gets mad at you that she doesn't even know, and you didn't put her name out there. You know, you put some info out there. People probably that knew about her already figured it out. I didn't know who she was before that. I had to look it up after the fact. So
I've never put anything out that basically someone else or I didn't do my own research. Like it's always verified, man. Or I always go because I don't want to have to deal with it. You know, like I'm just saying what my two eyeballs see and what my brain inputs. And I think a lot of people do the same, but they're afraid to kind of let it out. So that's
I think the point I was making, and I know you do that because I've seen enough of your stuff. The point I was making was she shouldn't have been that mad at you about that. She's already had a bunch of stuff about her before that she knows that's out there, but she got super mad at you and she got super mad at the Smithfield people, but she's not saying that kind of stuff about Barry. She's not calling him the name she called you. She's not telling him to F off like she did Smithfield. You know what I mean? She's just saying she's saying little things here and there like she's scared of him, which I don't know if I believe that or not, but maybe she is. I mean, she probably should be, but I don't know everything she knows. So
it's a whole different demeanor though, Dusty. It's a whole different demeanor. She's laughing and giggling when she's talking about Barry, and then just like the opposite end of the spectrum with Smithfield and these other people. What do you think, Chappy?
That makes sense.
Chappy's playing video games, man.
Hold on, Chappy. Did I'm like the teacher that caught you not paying attention, huh? No.
You caught me reading something over here.
All right, Dusty, and anyways, Dusty, I cut you off.
Honestly, I've been so caught up in watching this, I sometimes forget I'm actually in the show. So forgive me, because this has been good. I've been loving this. Brandon, you're awesome, Mr. Tube. I love having
you guys invited me on this.
And so I've been lost in the conversation to the point where I forgot I was on the show almost. So.
Oh, Chappy, you have a way of digging yourself out of holes like nobody I've ever seen in my life, brother. That was awesome, dude. Good job. Wake up, Chappy, somebody said in the comments. Dusty, go ahead. I cut you off in the process, Dusty. I apologize.
I don't remember what I was talking about. My attention span not that long.
We were talking about the empathy, lack of empathy from Morgan towards Suzanne's case and how much she can really be pissed off at a place she worked at for 4 years and Mr. Old Tube Crime that knows nothing about YouTube.
Yeah. I just don't understand. Like Tyson was saying, she was laughing and smiling, and I don't understand where there's no sense of empathy at all. She had to know Suzanne if she worked with Barry for so long. I would think she.
I stepped on a cricket in the garage the other night. I felt bad, like bad.
Yeah.
I really did.
Listen, I don't know Suzanne. I don't know her, but I have some serious compassion for her, and I feel compelled to help in this case. And this is somebody who I'm assuming has at the very least met her, and yet it almost felt like she was just shrugging it off.
I mean, it seemed like it was almost like family to me from my understanding of the relationship within the family. This isn't just like some buddy or friend. This is like somebody that's been part of your life for years.
Yeah, well, and I think that was Suzanne's style. I mean, if anybody knows anything about Suzanne Morphew, they know that she's a loving and kind individual, and she's not going to have people working for their company and not know who they are or have them over once in a while for dinner and things like that. That just seems to me like that's her nature. And you're right, Chappy. That's a good point about Morgan Gentile just not having any signs of empathy or sympathy toward that in any regard. So, super sticker from Jackie M. Thank you very much, Jackie M, for the super sticker. I'm not sure where we go from here, Dusty. Do you want to keep talking about the Suzanne Morphew case, or do you want to talk about some of these other cases? We don't have a lot on those cases, but
I don't. I think that we talked enough about this case. Like we were saying, we don't have, like Tyson was saying, we don't have a whole lot on these other cases. There's not a whole lot of updates, like the Nick Cordova case. We've been in contact with, Tyson has been in contact with Alicia, and she we don't know anything else. Of course, you could imagine she's probably not having, a very good time right now with, missing her husband, doing all that stuff. But we have heard a few things about this case, but nothing that's news or anything like that. And it's kind of where you get to the point in a case you don't even know where to go. You know, like you don't even know how to talk about it because you're just waiting for something to come out. And that isn't that how you feel in this case, Tyson? You feel kind of like your hands are tied behind your back a little bit.
Yeah, it's just one of those cases that I mean, I'm stating the obvious here, but there's just not a lot to go on, and you just have to. It's a waiting game, and it's so difficult for loved ones like Alicia, and Teresa, Nick's mom, and I mean, they just sit there, and watch the clock and watch the telephone, just waiting for that thing to ring and hoping that there's a break on the other end, and it's just, there's not a lot to go on, your heart goes out to them I think about Alicia and those two kids every single day. And Brandon, I know you said that you went in today and kind of started doing some research on the Nick Cordova case. I would be interested to hear some comments from you about somebody who's just introduced to that case.
Honestly, I didn't know about this case until the Draper brothers. I did a little research on it myself just to kind of see what the case is about. It's tragic. Nick Cordova was on the phone on May 27th on the phone call with his kids, and something happened during that phone call. The kids got scared. They call mom. Mom comes, checks it out. They call the cops. Something happened. They go down there, and Nick Cordova's gone. And they had to tell the wife that, basically. She gets down there after going through the horrible situation she did on the phone, which are there audio tapes? I have not heard them yet, if there are. But
we have a video that plays the 911.
God, I bet that's not good.
You probably don't want to listen to it.
Yeah.
You might for investigative purposes, but it's not fun to listen to.
And the thing with this case is, to me, this case is an easy case to solve. This is a case that just needs awareness. And that's why myself and my partner, he doesn't know it yet, but we're going to start looking into this case ourselves, because this case needs some eyes. It does. And the way this man went out, for whatever reason, was very unnecessary. They have a suspect on camera, a beautiful picture of this suspect, clear. And all it takes is awareness, getting this case out, getting the right person to see that guy's picture and saying, that's so-and-so, I want to call the cops. Because it's going to happen sooner or later. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In on that case, to see why it's such a mystery, is because who is this guy that killed Nick Cordova? Nobody knows. He doesn't seem to be related to the case in any way, except for being the suspect, which is everything, I guess. But nobody knows who he is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now, I'm not allowed to talk about his business partner.
Sweet man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, real quickly, I don't mean to cut you off, Brandon, but I wanted to give a shout out to Jays for Justice before when his name was popping up. But
that's a female, isn't it? Is it a girl?
I think it is.
Yes.
I think it is a female. I meant to say her. Sorry about that. But yeah, thank you for the donation, and welcome to our channel, and welcome to our true crime family, Jays for Justice. Thank you very much. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Brandon.
No, you're fine. I know right where I left off about his business partner. Are we talking about that guy yet?
Yeah.
So this guy, David Sweetman, this guy has made it to the website The Dirty. Do you guys know what that is?
Yeah. We've all seen that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know if Chappy has, but we have.
It's the worst of the worst. I'm telling you. This guy has he's a professional shady con man, basically, from my research. From what I dug up on him, this guy will basically sit outside of, he owns a towing company. Not only does he own the towing company, he owns an impound lot. So when you go into Jack in the Box, like a lot of people are doing, this guy just sits outside towing people left and right, towing them, taking their cars, towing them. Now, what's that have to do with the case? To me, it shows character or lack of it. And to me, sometimes people like that, they don't change much. What did he have to gain from his business partner being dead? That's or murdered? That's what I want to understand. I don't know. I haven't got that deep in it yet. Is how much of the business does he get it all? Does it go to the family? Like what's at stake here as far as Nick Cordova's loss?
Well, he has life insurance policy on him. I know that.
Another thing is, so Mr. David Sweetman, this guy, again, I just get feelings sometimes, man, but this guy is not a good guy. He has a wife that died in 2013. She was a pediatric neurologist.
Yep.
Before she died, she had happened to file basically dissolution of marriage. She wanted a divorce from this guy, but it didn't even get to that point because he got or I can't say he did. She died. She died before the divorce. So I get a lot of like bad energy, man, a lot of bad juju from this David Sweetman guy. I think the case is as simple as just getting awareness and having somebody see this nice, beautiful, colorful HD picture of the suspect and answer. Once you get that guy, answers will start being answered in this like mystery base. It's a mystery.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I think you hit it right on the head, Brandon. I think that's what they're doing. Chappy, don't you?
Yeah.
It's kind of like we talked about from day one with the dominoes falling.
Yep. Can I just say something though, because this case has been on my mind a lot. It's really, really been haunting me, especially the fact that these children were on the phone with dad while this was happening, and that is something that's going to scar them for life. I know that I don't know. I can assume that this time of year in particular, when kids are going to school and beginning to, they have that first day jitters and stuff, and they're going back knowing and that they're going to face a lot of questions from their friends. And then you have mom who's trying to juggle everything and probably wishes that her husband would be able to see part of this, these kids going to school and growing up. And I got to only imagine how difficult this time of year is for them right now. So I'm going to ask all of you. I know there's a lot of people on this channel. I'm going to ask every single one of you if you could just send out your prayers and your positive thoughts to these kids and this woman who are missing their dad and their husband at this time. This is new. This is fresh. This hadn't happened very long ago. And it happened in a very heinous and disgusting way. And they need our love now. So let's just pour our love out to them. Let's just have positive thoughts and prayers.
Amen, Chappy.
Man, yeah, it's terrible. It's being a father myself, man. I couldn't even imagine. You know what I mean? Like it's. I know how much of my world my kids are. I can imagine how much of their world I am. I'm their Superman. I'm their dad. I'm their everything. When they get a boo-boo, whatever. Like just to think of them going through this in life, like in such a certain circumstances, it's terrible. It's nauseating. It really is.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's awful.
And yeah, they need justice for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll come.
It will come.
Dusty, what do you think?
Yeah, this one's this one I saw first about Nick's murder on a nephew of ours. He also works at a air conditioning company, and he posted about this because he had met Nick before, and that's how I first found out about it. But then before I could talk to Tyson about it, he had already got a message from Alicia wanting us to cover the case. And so we've been in on the ground floor of this thing, and I've really put my heart into this one, and I know Tyson has too. And it's almost to the point where it's almost a family member that you've lost or you want to find justice for, because you get close to these people. I've said this before, but you do. And we never had one this close to us, this personal, as far as how we got to know somebody. But yeah, I hate to see this, and I feel for her kids and her, because I mean, they were together for a long time, and now he's gone just like that, and it's terrible. It's horrible.
The worst
Yeah.
is coming with the holidays as well. You know, that's a time of the year where just stuff hurts a little more sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
And you start
Yep.
noticing things that you would do with them, and then you
Yeah.
can't, and that's what hurts the most.
Yep.
Mm.
I know, that's a toughie. Well, on a different note, guys, I'm going to switch gears and talk a little bit about Abby and Libby. Dusty, I want to say that I had a recommendation from one of our subscribers that little piece of wood that I took from the bridge, that I have it wire wrapped and make a necklace out of it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm looking for
I got
somebody.
mine right here. It's on my desk.
You got yours right there. Perfect.
Yep. It's on my
Yeah.
desk right here.
So if anybody, any of our subscribers or anybody that sees this video, send me an email of anybody that you would recommend that does wire wrapping and stuff like that. I want to hire somebody to make that for me. I thought that
Hey, I know a person that blows glass and makes jewelry up in cottonwood.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I could, Cottonwood, Arizona. So maybe I can get you in touch with her. She's
Yeah.
really amazing. She made Tiffany a couple of necklaces. So
Yep.
they're really neat.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I want to keep talking about that case as well. You know, us going to Delphi recently and becoming more familiar with that case. We're still learning about it, but I think about those girls every single day, especially after being there and walking in their same footsteps. You know, it was a surreal experience, and it's one that I won't soon forget. And I want to have that daily reminder with that necklace to continue to try to raise awareness always for those little girls. Just awful. So,
Yeah, we have talked to Kelsey German. It's Libby's sister, and we've talked to her about coming on one of our lives, and she wants to. She just when we asked her, she couldn't do it, and so we're gonna keep talking to her and see if she wants to come on, and she can give us a little more of, you know, the perspective from a family member and what she's been doing. I know she's going to college to do something in forensics because of this whole thing, and I think that's amazing that I think she's at Purdue University. So it's pretty neat how she took something so tragic and made something good out of it, you know.
yeah, for sure. But I guess we should go ahead and start winding this down, guys. We've been at it for an hour and a half. We've kept everybody here for that long, and you guys have all stuck around. Thank you so much. Chappy, do you want to thank Stay-at-Home Mom Detective? She's always commenting and leaving donations and stuff like that. She's awesome. Chappy, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay-at-Home Mom Detective. That's an awesome name. I love it. Let's see what it says here. Law enforcement needs to go over to Nick accounting records with I agree. Yeah. There are discrepancies in the, yeah, I agree. This is what I can tell you. So I know the Gilbert Police Department very, very well. I know the people who are working this case, and I assure you that they are doing everything that they can to solve this case. And there's information that isn't being made public simply because it needs to be protected. But I will tell you that I think that we're going to get resolution to this case. I'm not as sure exactly it's going to be in our timeline, but it will happen. This will get solved, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. That I assure you. And lots of love. I appreciate the comment for sure.
There's another $5 donation from, and I see. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, guys, but
I know how. I think.
How?
Triple D Shaughnessy. That's how I think you say it.
Triple D Shaughnessy. There you go, Dusty. That's perfect. Perfect.
I hope that's right.
So many.
I always see her over at Mr. Crimes channel too. She's a big fan, and she's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, she's a great. She's great. She's a great subscriber to a lot of people, and I see her all over the place, and it's really cool to see her.
I do get a little jealous when she comes over here. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey guys, I threw a lot of people are asking about Tube Crime and how they can get to you. So I threw a link out there. I hope it works, but hopefully if you guys can find the link in the comments and go over to Tube Crime and show this guy some love.
Well,
You
Hey,
need to
listen.
know. We need to know your channel now.
Well, Chappy, listen, I want to say this,
I've
Lulu.
a dozen times. I don't know if I'm even doing it right.
No, listen, Chappy, I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. Lulu has been searching for your channel for the last 30. And listen, she's over in the UK. She stayed up till 2:00 in the morning to watch
Thank
our
you, Lulu.
program.
I love you, Lulu.
You
She
better find
is
that
amazing.
Lulu, I will figure out how to get you to my page. I'm a novice at this. YouTube isn't my thing. So
What's the name of your channel, Jeff? What's the name of it?
it's
It's
Chappy.
just Chappy.
It's
Chappy,
Chappy.
that's it.
It's Chappy. That's it.
Chappy.
Hey, but too great. I love it, dude. I love it. This has been one of the best lives I have ever been a part of. And I want to thank you, Brandon, for coming on tonight, man. I think you really raised our real estate value by coming on our show, dude. I really do. Thank you so much.
One of us.
And,
Thank you for having me, man. I'm so flattered and just like humbled, man, that like the stuff you like people tell me in comments and just even being here right now with you guys who just like a couple months ago I was a subscriber, you know. Well, I still am. You know what I mean? I'm a viewer.
No, trust me. I know all too well, brother. I know all too well.
I'm just glad it's with you guys, man. Like you guys are I feel like you guys are very same-minded, regardless how your tactics are or how my tactics are. We have the same mission, I think, in mind, and that's justice. And I think that's what we're looking for, and that's what we're
absolutely. Heck yeah, man. And we've said it a million times. There's strength in numbers.
Yep.
You know, we're going to ask everybody who wants to join up with us, please join this movement. We're starting a movement here where we don't have jealousy. We don't have bickering and fighting for subscribers and this and that, guys. We're just in this. We have one mind, one goal, and that's to help these victims. We are so excited that Jay is for Justice joined up tonight. This is the first time we've heard from them. We're starting to see more people come on board with this, and it's just been amazing. And Brandon, we can't thank you enough, brother.
Thank you.
Sweetie Pilo came by too, so don't forget her.
Yep, Sweetie Pilo. Chappy, we're going to give you a parting thought. Dusty, you a parting thought, and then we're going to go ahead and sign off of here. But go ahead, Chapster.
It's my message is going to be the same as it always is. You know what, guys? I love you guys, and we've got to continue to be that good in the world. Guys, we want to see change. We want to see something positive happen in this world. It starts with us. So be that change and allow that to ripple out. And I guarantee you, we'll see positive things come into all of our lives. Love you guys.
One thing, thanks, Chappy. One thing that me and Tyson and I have talked about is we're not going to ever talk bad about other YouTube creators. It's just not something we're going to do. We've seen that before. We're not into that. We don't believe in tearing people down. We believe in helping other people, or because we've been helped along the way, and we believe in helping other people. And I'm a big fan of Brandon's stuff. I have been since he first started, and he knows that. I've been emailing him for a while.
Yes.
So I love his stuff. I just, like I said earlier, I was thinking all day yesterday that we needed to have him on here, and I don't regret it a bit. He's been amazing. I'm glad to see an actual person there. You know what I mean? And he's a great guy. He's talking earlier about going to school for free because he gets the GI Bill or whatever he's got. And I told him, there's no way you should consider that free, dude. You earned every penny of that. And he's truly an American hero for going to combat so we can live the way we live. I mean, look at us. We're on a YouTube channel. People are sending us money and stuff. And it's, I mean, where else could you do this? I mean, come on. Like, what are we getting money for? I'm not going to say that too much because I don't want people to stop. But, we're not. I told Tyson the other day, somebody said something to us and we had some kind of influence on something. And I said, man, all we are is two guys on a freaking computer. What are we influencing? I mean, come on. And he started laughing really hard because he's like, man, that's so true. Like, we're just on the computer talking and stuff. So
You know,
I know there's a little more about that. Somebody's asking if I'm from Idaho or Utah. I'm from Arizona, but anyway. So
No.
yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. I just really love doing this with you guys, and I'm so glad that Brandon could come on here. I know he had some reservations about it, but man, he did a great job, and I think that
Thank you.
we need to do this every once in a while. I think he needs to do lives, and he's just gonna blow up, dude. I know he is.
Yeah.
dude, you're gonna go way past us, dude, in subscribers and everything else. But I'm telling you, dude, you're gonna be broke by the end of the night.
Brandon's over there sweating because this guy's giving away.
He's like, dude, cut this thing off. I'm already $100 in here.
He's posting that pinball machine for sale here in a minute.
I got first dibs on it.
Free play, man. I told you.
We're just gonna have to give him all this money back whenever he goes live. So,
no, hey, man. I really appreciate being here. You guys ever want me on to shoot the stuff? Let me know. I'll be more than happy.
Brandon, I'm gonna give you like a celeb pass, dude. Anytime you see us on and we're live, all you got to do is text me and we'll send you the link. You can come on anytime you want, dude.
So, absolutely, for sure, bro.
Deal, man. Hey,
we'll tell our dad to adopt you, and then you could just be one of the Draper.
I have to change it to Mr. Draper.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to deal with me as a cousin, bro. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, I always say, man, it's all family here, man.
That's right.
I always tell my subscribers, I am a reflection of them. I am a reciprocal of their thought process, and I put it back out in my way to them. It's a gift that they gave me that I give back to them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, hey, we're gonna let you go give Odie some love, man. He's been waiting patiently right there. So
hey, before we go, I want to show one more thing. I want to give a shout out to my daughter Jennifer, and the father of her child James, and my new grandson. His name is Dawson, and I'm going to show a little video that his dad put together. I took the music out because I don't want another copyright thing. So I took the music out, but here's a little video of the little guy. Not that guy.
Oh my gosh, it looks just like him.
I thought you were gonna pull up that Joe Dirt thing again.
No.
Getting all excited.
Let's see that baby.
There's my little girl. This is before she had the baby, by the way.
Oh, look at that.
That's awesome.
Oh man, Tyson. I mean, not Tyson. Dusty, I am jealous, bro.
Congrats.
I keep telling my girls to find a good man and give me some grandbabies. Dang it.
Need some fishing buddies.
Congratulations, Dusty. That's what it says there.
That's awesome, man.
Oh man. Oh, look at that kiddo. He's cute.
Oh,
Chubby cheeks.
I can smell that new baby almost.
All right.
I know, huh? They have that smell about them.
The new baby smell.
All right, guys. Well, that was a proud grandpa moment I had to have there. And
Congrats.
I haven't got to meet him yet because of the COVID stuff, and they're still in the hospital. And so she might get to go home tomorrow, and we're gonna see her probably in a few days. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really thankful that baby got here okay, and he's got huge hands and huge feet, and he'll be wearing those Merrill boots before you know it, huh?
Oh boy.
All righty.
All right. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate all of you.
All right. Hey, everybody, have a great night. And we'd like to once again thank all of you who donated. We'd like to thank all of our members, all of you who send donations through Patreon, and every which way that you guys send positive vibes and money and everything else. We sure appreciate all you guys. So just wanted to tell you, thank you very much for being here tonight. So
yeah, thanks, guys. We love y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having
guys.
us.
Love you.
Bye-bye.